calm them down immediately.
Alternative medicine at the Children's Hospital Navicent Health. Find out why doctors are being traded in for dogs. And later.
You got to tip your hat to our players and our coaches.
The Mercer Bears are coming off of a big weekend win. Mason Prince has your highlights ahead in sports. WGXA News at 5 starts now.
Good evening and thanks for watching WGXA News at 5. I'm Amir Jacobson. Raymond Tubb has the night off. First up tonight, we are inching closer to the presidential election, and with early voting starting up, voters are casting their ballots right now. Happening today, the Democratic Party is rolling through Athens. WGXA's Evan Watson joins us live near the University of Georgia. Hi, Evan.
Yes, well, early voting opened today in Georgia, and you know, with just weeks left until the presidential election, that's the hot topic. It's no secret Georgia is traditionally a red state, but this year it's looking a little more pink, and I'm here in the DNC here is about trying to get some voters, encourage them to come out and vote. I'm here with the former Congressman John Barrow, who represented the 12th district from 2005 to 2015. Is that correct? And you got out to vote today, is that right?
I sure did. Listen, when I was running, when I was helping other folks run, I always believed in the old adage, make hay while the sun shines. And for some strange reason, almost every time election day roll around, there'd be something going on. It'd be wet, or it'd be drizzly or rainy or something. So I say, don't wait to the last minute. The beautiful thing about this is people can vote early, and you can make hay while the sun shines, even if the sun ain't gonna be shining on election day. Every county in Georgia has at least one place set up where you can do early voting this third week out. The second week out, there'll be more places in your county to vote. And in the last week before the election, there'll be yet more opportunities to vote around the county. But the last chance you'll have to vote early will be on the Friday before the election. You won't be able to do it on that weekend or on that Monday. And the only weekend day we're going to get this year is on October 29th. And for the Georgia fans, that's an easy one to remember. Yeah. That's the day we're playing Florida. Absolutely. So you can get all kinds of errands done on that Florida day and still catch the game.
Absolutely. What is the focus of the Democratic Party here, and what are you trying to achieve this election cycle?
What we're trying to achieve is just have all those folks who have a stake in the election just to show up for a change. You know, election day for president is to politics what Easter Sunday is for church-going folks. And every church I know, every church I ever visited or been in, has got some members who only show up for Easter Sunday. But if we had everybody showing up for this election who's a member of the church, we'd be able to carry the state, we'd be able to get a progressive president, and we'd be able to achieve some of the things that matter the most to us here in Georgia.
Well, the DNC buses are going to roll up here in just under an hour, and there's going to be a press conference here. We'll have more on this coming up at about 5:30. Now back to you at the desk, Amir.
All right, thanks. Today is the first day of early voting across the state, and many people arrived early at the Board of Elections office to cast their ballot. That's where WGXA's David Johnson is standing by live. And David, how are the lines looking right now?
Amir, I am standing in the parking lot of the brand new Board of Elections building right here on Pioneer Avenue. Now, just 2 days before the last presidential debate, Georgia voters started coming out to vote in what is being called one of the craziest election cycles that we have seen in a long time. Now, people were so excited about voting, they started lining up here outside this building at the front door, and it stretched all the way to the end of the building.
I consider it an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to vote.
Early voting kicked off Monday across Georgia, and retired Air Force veteran Elton Brewster says he couldn't think of a better way to spend his morning.
I got up early this morning, got my shower, got dressed, left my wife in bed to vote.
He joined hundreds of others standing in line, filling out the necessary paperwork before casting their ballot.
There were people lined up around the building by the time we got here at 8 o'clock.
Board of Election officials are expecting a good turnout this year.
Well, it's the presidential year. The president is the hot ticket on the ballot. We do also have some local races here in Macon-Bibb County, but it's a very busy year. During the general elections, it always warrants a heavier turnout for voting.
I believe that it's very important that we get somebody actually in that as a candidate that has ran businesses before.
Voters say this political cycle is like no other they've ever seen before.
This one will go down in history as being crazy.
The mainstream media has just basically destroyed Trump, and at the same time they haven't came back with Hillary as much as they have with Trump.
And while Clinton and Trump trade insults, Brewster hopes both candidates will get back on message.
Who talked about the issues? Who stayed on topic? You know, it's very easy to sling mud.
Well, there are two places that you can cast your ballots early, here at the Board of Elections office and also at the terminal building. Now, the hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Now, there is going to be one weekend day that you can vote. That's going to be Saturday, October 29th, and they're going to be open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, if you see over my shoulder here, since this is a brand new building, they're kind of having a little party to let people, inviting the community out to take a look at the building. Reporting live from the Board of Elections building, David Johnson, WGXA News.
David, thanks. Today, the state's Trump-Pence campaign released a statement encouraging people to participate in that early voting. Senator David Perdue says in part, quote, as early voting begins today in Georgia, the decision facing voters will have a profound impact on the future direction of our country. Electing Donald Trump as president and Mike Pence as vice president is clearly the best choice for Georgia and for our great nation. And Representative Tom Price says in part, quote, as Georgians begin early voting today, it is time to remind ourselves of the weight of the decision we are making collectively as a people. We can ensure that the next appointments to the Supreme Court will uphold the Constitution instead of legislating from the bench. Find all the information you need on early voting at our website, WGXA.tv. Turning things over to weather now, it is feeling a lot more like late summer than mid-October. Our chief meteorologist, Jeff Cox, is in Storm Track Central for our first look ahead. And Jeff, you say it's going to get even hotter.
Yeah, no doubt, Amir. I've actually got 90s on the 7-day forecast before the week is over. Today in Macon, we were really close to it. 88 the high. In fact, it'll go down as the 5th time this October that we've been 88 or hotter. That's pretty abnormal, even by Macon standards. So those of you looking for cooler weather, you'll have to wait a few more days because more heat on the way. 87 right now in both Macon and Warner Robins. 86 now in Dublin. 85s in Eastman. 82 in Milledgeville. 87 for Butler and 86 for Montezuma and Cordell. The rest of your night using our hour-by-hour emoji cast and a smiley face getting a workout. Look for an absolutely gorgeous night. Temperatures will fall off into the 70s by 9 and eventually into the 60s and 50s by first thing tomorrow morning. Coming up a little later in the show, we'll talk about why tonight's clear sky will give you a chance to see something out of this world. That and I'll have our next rain chance coming up in just a little bit. Amir?
All right, Jeff. Well, new tonight, Perry police need your help finding this person, Samuel Ross. He's 18, 5'8", and around 140 pounds with brown eyes and hair. He was last seen leaving a friend's house on Tucker Road in Perry around 1:30 Saturday morning. He had on a long gray-sleeved shirt, gray shorts, and no shoes. If you have any information, call Perry Detectives. Their number is 988-2824. And now to a story we first broke on WGXA Morning News. A woman is dead after a house fire in Macon. It happened around 1:30 this morning on Lily Avenue. Our crews were the first on the scene. Fire crews worked for hours to put out the fire and manage the hot spots. 3 people were in the home at the time of the fire. A woman identified as 68-year-old Ruby Davis died on the scene. 70-year-old Robert Dudley was taken to an area hospital where he was treated for smoke inhalation. Another woman was also in the home, but she was not hurt. Macon-Bibb County Coroner Leon Jones says he doesn't know if the home had any smoke detectors in it, but he does have a message for the community.
I just don't know why people don't have smoke detectors. They're free. Okay, they're free. And by the way, if you have one and it's not working, might as well not have one. You're supposed to change the battery when the time go back. Don't wait to that. Change the batteries.
Multiple units were on the scene for hours, blocking Lily Avenue to clean the area. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. The fiance of a woman who was found murdered in her car Friday has been arrested in an unrelated case. Monteek Tucker has been charged with aggravated assault after a dispute with 3 men led to gunfire. That case is still under investigation. Coming up next on WGXA News at 5, hear about Donald Trump's new strategy to take down Hillary Clinton and what the latest batch of Clinton's leaked emails reveal about the candidate. Mason.
All right, thanks, Amir. A tale of 2 halves for the Bears on Saturday. Coming up in sports, we'll hear from Bobby Lamb on how he thinks his team might have played their best game of the season on Saturday. Stay with us.